Hi dear students. So today we are going to discuss all those questions that had been asked in our test series, CSAT test series that happened in the last Sunday. So starting with the first question. In a group of 120 persons, 90 are engineers and the rest are doctors. It was found that 70 persons in the group are Indians. Then consider the following statement. The number of Indian engineers will be always greater than 40. The number of Indian doctors can be 0. That is statement 2. And the question is, which of the statements given above is or are correct? So, how to solve this question? Here in the question it is saying that total number of students, it is 120. Sorry, total number of persons, it is 120, right? So, total number of persons, it is 120. So, out of 120, 90 are engineers, rest are doctors. Out of 120, 90 are engineers and rest are doctors. So, doctors number will be what? It will be 30. Rest are doctors. So, 90 are engineers, right? 90 are engineers and rest are doctors. And in the question it is saying that it was found that 70 persons in the group are Indians. 70 persons in the group are Indians. In this 120, 70 are Indians. And consider the following statement. The first statement, the number of Indian engineers will be always greater than 40. Let us check whether this statement is correct or not. So for that, I am assuming that out of 70 Indians, okay, 30 are doctors. So in total, there are only 30 doctors, and I am assuming that all those 30 doctors, they are Indians. That means 30 Indian doctors. So how many engineers will be there? Total 70 Indians, out of that 30 are doctors, then remaining 40 will be Indian engineers, right? 40 will be Indian engineers. That's actually the minimum case or the minimum possibility of the number of Indian engineers. Now, if I am assuming that there is 0 is actually the number of Indian doctors, if there is no Indian doctors, then of course the 70 people, they will be what? They will be those 70 Indians, they will be engineers, right? So there will be 70 Indian engineers. So the minimum value is 40 for Indian, the minimum possible value is 40 and the maximum possible value for Indian engineers, it is 70. So the number of Indian engineers will be ranging from 40 less than or equal to X less than or equal to 70. So the minimum value can be 40. Now look onto this statement 1. The number of Indian engineers will be always greater than 40. So we already proved that the number of Indian engineers can be equal to 40, right? It can be equal to 40. But in this statement it is saying that number of Indian engineers is always greater than 40. Okay, എപ്പോഴും 40യേക്കാൾ കൂടുതലാണെന്നാണ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റിൽ പറയുന്നത്. അങ്ങനെയല്ല, ഇറ്റ് ക്യാൻ ബി ഈക്വൽ ടു 40 ഓൾസോ. 40ക്ക് തുല്യമാകാനും ചാൻസ് ഉണ്ട്, റൈറ്റ്? സോ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് 1 is wrong. They are definitely saying that, right? Look here, the number of Indian engineers will be always greater than 40. They are using some kind of extreme keywords there. So you can easily say that that statement is wrong because we already proved number of Indian engineers can be equal to 40. Now coming on to second statement, the number of Indian doctors can be 0. Yes, it is. We already proved it, right? Yeah, if we assume that there are 0 Indian doctors, then of course the 70 people will be Indian engineers out of the 90 engineers in total. So yeah, there is a possibility that the number of Indian doctors can be equal to 0. So statement 2 is correct. So our answer is option B, that is 2 only. Now consider statement 2. Sorry, question number 2. A student appeared in 6 papers. A student appeared in 6 papers. The maximum marks are the same for each paper. The ratio of total marks obtained by him to the total marks of all the 6 papers, it is 3:5. Now consider the following statement. Statement 1, the sum of the marks obtained by him and the gross total mark is a natural number. It is always an integral multiple of 8. I will repeat this statement 1. The sum of marks obtained by him and the gross total mark is a natural number, then it is always an integral multiple of 8. That's actually the first statement. We need to check whether that is correct or not. Now, the second statement, if the total marks is 600, then only the gross total marks obtained by the student will be 60%. Okay. So I think at least some of you had figured out that second statement is wrong, right? Because the ratio is in 3:5, right? So if two numbers are in the ratio 3:5, of course the numerator number, right? If two numbers are in the ratio 3:5, then the first number will be always 60% of the second number, right? So you can easily say that statement 2 is wrong. Okay, because not only 600, any two numbers which are in the ratio 3:5, then yes, the first number will be 60% of second number. Anyway, I will show that. I will make it clear. Okay, let's deal with this statement 1. The sum of marks obtained by him and the gross total mark is a natural number, is always an integral multiple of 8. So in the question it is saying that the maximum marks a student appeared in 6 papers, the maximum marks are same for each paper, okay? Then the ratio of total marks obtained by him, the ratio of total marks, suppose X be the total marks obtained by him to the marks obtained by him to the total marks of all the 6 papers. Let Y be the total marks for all the 6 papers. Okay, so if that student got 200 marks for all the 6 paper, and if the grand total, the gross total, that means for one paper let it be 100. So for 6 papers, the total marks will be 600. So this ratio, they are saying that this ratio is in 3:5. Okay. So X is the marks obtained by the student, and Y is the gross marks for all the 6 subjects, and they are in the ratio 3:5. Okay, clear. Now let's move on to the statement 1. The sum of the marks obtained by him and the gross total mark is a natural number, then they are always an integral multiple of 8. Let us check whether that is correct. So here, the sum of the marks obtained by the student plus the gross total, that is Y. So X plus Y should be an integral multiple of 8. If the X and Y are in the ratio 3:5, let us check. Let us simply assume some numbers which are in the ratio 3:5. Okay, and those numbers should be natural numbers also, right? For example, if I am assuming 300 and 500, of course they are in the ratio 3:5. So 300 plus 500, 300 plus 500, which is 800, right? 800 is a multiple of 8. Similarly, 360 and 600. 360 and 600 again in the ratio 3:5. So 360 plus 600, it will be 960. Again, it is divisible by 8. So first statement, we can say that first statement is correct. So here all you can see that the numbers are natural numbers, right? So sorry, the marks obtained by the student and the total gross mark, they are actually natural numbers, right? So in all those cases, the sum of the marks obtained by the student and the gross total, though all those sum, they are actually the multiple of 8. So statement 1 is correct. Now moving on to statement 2. If the total marks is 600, then only the gross total marks obtained by the student will be 60%. Is that statement correct or not? If the total marks is 600, then only the gross total marks obtained by the student will be 60%. It's not about 600, right? It's not about 600. It's all about the ratio, right? That is, the ratio is 3:5. So any numbers which are in the ratio 3:5, then you can say that the first number will be the 60% of the second number. For example, 360 and 600. So 360 is actually the 60% of 600, and we already assumed 300 and 500. So 300 is already 60% of 500. So here the total marks is 600 and here the total marks is 500, right? And irrespective of the total marks, the marks obtained by the student to the total marks for all the 6 subjects, right? Irrespective of the total marks, the marks obtained by the student will be 60% of the total marks for all the 6 papers. So statement 2 is not correct. Okay, 60 will not make any change, right? Change in the percentage. Okay, 60 will not make any change in the percentage of the total marks obtained by the student to the total marks for all the 6 papers. Okay, it will not make any change. 60% തന്നെ ആയിരിക്കും. അതിപ്പോൾ എക്സിൻ്റെ വാല്യൂം വൈൻ്റെ വാല്യൂം 3:5 റേഷ്യോയിലാണെങ്കിൽ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ the marks obtained by the student and the total marks, if their sum if they are in the ratio, 3:5, then of course the marks obtained by the student will be always 60% of the total marks. So statement 2 is not correct. And here the answer is 1 only. Now see the question. Consider two statements and a question. Statement 1, Mohsin is 4 ranks below Ria and 51st from the bottom. Statement 2, Reshma is 9 ranks below Ria and 46th from bottom. And question is, what is Ria's rank from the top in the class of 60 students? So we need to identify which of the statements given above is sufficient to answer this question, right? Where is the question? Yeah, here it is. So two statements are given. Statement 1, Mohsin is 4 ranks below Ria and 51st from bottom. And in statement 2, it is said that Reshma is 9 ranks below Ria and is 46 from the bottom. So two statements are given and we need to find the rank of Ria from the top. If the number of students in the class, it is 60. And the question is, we exactly don't want to find the rank, but we need to identify which of the statements given above is or are sufficient to answer the question. Anyway, let us try to solve this question. So statement 1 saying that Mohsin is 4 ranks below Ria. Yeah, initially we cannot make any judgment on this part of statement 1. But look on to the second part of statement 1. Mohsin is 51st from bottom. And in the question it is given that there are total how many students? 60 students. There are total 60 students. In the question it is saying that there are total 60 students, and from the statement 1 we already identified that Mohsin is 51st, right? Mohsin is 51st from bottom. And bottom, yes. And if we identify Mohsin's rank, if we can identify Mohsin's rank from top, then that rank minus 4 will be the rank of Ria. Am I correct or not? If we can identify Mohsin's rank from top, then that rank minus 4 will be the rank of Ria. Look here, Mohsin's rank from top. How you can find Mohsin's rank from top? Just using the equation based on ranks. Okay, for example, if there are n number of students in a class, and if one person's rank is x from top and y from bottom, if one person's rank is x from top and y from bottom, then n is equal to, number of students is equal to x plus y minus 1. X plus y minus 1. If there are n number of students in a class, and if x is the rank of one person from top and y is the rank of that person from bottom, then n is equal to, that is number of students is equal to x plus y minus 1. That means the rank of that student from top plus rank of that student from bottom minus 1. Using this equation, we can easily find Mohsin's rank from top. So total how many students are there? 60 students. It is given in the question. And Mohsin's rank from top, we don't know that. But we know Mohsin's rank from bottom, that is 51. So x plus 51 minus 1, that is 60 is equal to x plus 51 minus 1, it will be 50. So 60 minus 50 is equal to x. So x is equal to 10. We got Mohsin's rank as 10. So 10 minus 4 will be the rank of Ria, right? So Ria's rank will be 6th from top. So from statement 1, we can easily identify that Ria's rank is 6th from top. And similarly, we can easily identify Ria's rank from statement 2 also. Okay, same condition. So statement 1 and statement 2 is similar, right? Instead of Mohsin, here comes Ria. So with statement 2 also, you can easily find the rank of this person, Ria. So by using any of the statement, you can easily find. By using either statement 1 or statement 2, you can easily find the rank of Ria. So looking onto the options, look onto the first option. Statement 1 alone is not sufficient to answer the question. It is wrong. Statement 2 alone is not sufficient to answer the question. It is again wrong. Check option C. Either statement 1 alone or statement 2 alone is sufficient to answer the question. That is the correct option. Option C is the answer. Now see this question. If 3 to the power of 3109 is divided by 10, what will be the remainder? So 4 options are given. Let us find the remainder. So when you are dividing 3 raised to 3109, when you are dividing it with 10, we need to find what is actually the remainder. So here, in order to solve questions like this, first of all, you need to identify the pattern followed by the reminders. Okay, when you are dividing different powers of 3 with 10. Look here, I will show how you are getting that pattern. First of all, let us divide 3 raised to 1 by 10. So here the remainder value, it will be 3. And then 3 square by 10. Here the remainder value, 3 square it is 9. So 9 by 10, remainder will be 9. 3 cube by 10. 3 cube it is 27. 27 by 10, then remainder value it will be 7. Then 3 raised to 4 by 10. 3 raised to 4 it is 81. 81 by 10, remainder is equal to 1. And now 3 raised to 5 by 10. 3 raised to 5 by 10. 3 raised to 5 it is 243. 243 by 10. Here remainder will be what? Remainder is 3. So here you can see a pattern, right? When 3 to the power of 1, when you are dividing it with 10, you got remainder 3. 3 to the power of 2, when you are dividing it with 10, you got remainder 9. 3 to the power of 3, when you are dividing it with 10, you got remainder 7. And 3 to the 4, when you are dividing it with 10, you got remainder 1. And when you are dividing 3 to the power of 5 divided by 10, then you got remainder 3 again, right? So here, this cycle is repeating, right? So 3 raised to 1 by 10, remainder 3. 3 square by 10, remainder 9. 3 cube by 10, remainder 7. 3 raised to 4 by 10, remainder 1. 3 raised to 5 by 10, again remainder 3. 3 raised to 6 by 10, again what remainder you will be getting? 9. 3 raised to 7 by 10, what remainder you will be getting? 7. 3 raised to 8 by 10, again what remainder you will be getting? Remainder 1. So this cycle is repeating. These 4 reminders are repeating for every 4 powers. Okay, so power 1 to 4, remainder it is 3971. Power 5 to 8, remainder again 3971. So likewise this cycle is repeating. So we identified that the cyclicity of this remainder, it is 4. Now our next step is to divide the given power. The given power it is 3109. So just divide this 3109 by 4 and check what remainder you are getting. Okay, 4 7 times it is 28. 28 plus 3 it is 31. So 4 7 times it is 28. So remainder 2. Again 4 7 times it is 28. So here remainder it is 1. So you got the remainder 1. So when you are dividing 3109, which is the given power, when you are dividing that with the cyclicity value which is 4, you got the remainder as 1. Remainder as 1. Now our next step is to check for which power, you need to check the remainder. You need to check the corresponding remainder for the power 1. Okay, here the corresponding remainder, when you are dividing 3 raised to 1 by 10, it is 3. Okay, so finally you got the remainder as 1. Our next step is to check the remainder to check the remainder when the power of 3 becomes 1. Okay, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇവിടെ റിമൈൻഡർ 1 കിട്ടി. അടുത്ത സ്റ്റെപ്പ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഈ 1, അതായത് 1 പവറിൽ വരുമ്പോൾ, 1 ഈ പറയുന്ന പോലെ 3ന്റെ പവറിൽ വരുമ്പോൾ അതിനെ 10 കൊണ്ട് ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ you just check what remainder you are getting. So we identified that 3 is the remainder. So here when you are dividing 3109, when you are dividing it with the cyclicity value 4, you got remainder 1. Our next step is to identify the remainder when 3 to the power of 1, this is actually the remainder that you are getting, right? 3 to the power of 1 when you are dividing with 10. So the remainder is 3. So that will be the remainder when 3 raised to 3109 when it is divided by 10. Okay, അപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് റിമൈൻഡർ 3 എന്ന് കിട്ടി. അപ്പോൾ ഈ 3 തന്നെ ആയിരിക്കും 3,100, 3 raised to 3,109 ne നമ്മൾ 10 കൊണ്ട് divide ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ. So our answer is option B. Okay, 3. Okay, students, now let's discuss this question. The number 319,752,P84 is divisible by 7. Then what is the value for the digit P? And we need to identify what value from the options it comes for digit P. So if you look on the previous year question, you can see questions like this. So this question is very important. So here we need to identify we need to check the divisibility condition of 7. Okay, so I will make you understand how to check a number whether it is divisible by 7 or not. So here in the board you can see a number, right? You can see a 9-digit number. Look here, 62 crore 61 lakh 98,258. Let us check whether that number is divisible by 7 or not. So in order to check a number is divisible by 7 or not, your first step is to divide that number into 3. Group that number, and each group should contain 3 digits. Okay, so group the number and each group should contain 3 digits each. So here this is a 9-digit number. You can easily group into 3, 3, 3 each. So each group should contain exactly 3 digits. Okay, so likewise you need to divide the 9-digit number. And our next step is to divide all these small groups by 7. You divide 258 by 7, you divide 198 by 7, you divide 626 by 7. And we need to identify the remainder what we are getting. First of all, let us divide 626 by 7. When you are dividing 626 by 7, 8 times it is 56. Right. So 56 plus 4 it is 60. 60 plus 2 it is 62. So 6, 7, 9 times it is 63. So you are getting remainder 3. So here you will be getting remainder 3. Now divide 198 by 7. When you are dividing 198 by 7, 7 2 times it is 14. So 19 minus 14 it will be 5. 7 8 times it is 56. 8 minus 6 it will be 2. So here you are getting remainder 2. Now 258 by 7. What will be the value when you are dividing 258 by 7? 258 when you are dividing it with 7. 7 3 times it is 21. 7 7 times it is 49. Sorry, 7 6 times it is 42. That's better, right? Okay, 7 6 times it is 42. So remainder will be 6. So in case remainder will be 6. And now we got the individual reminders. When you are dividing 258 by 7, you got 6 as the reminder. 198 by 7, you got 2 as the reminder. 626 by 7, you got 3 as the reminder. Now the next step is, from the right hand side, give alternative plus and minus sign for the reminders. So give alternative plus and minus sign for the reminders. So the reminders become plus 6, minus 2 and plus 3. Now add the reminders. That means plus 3 plus minus 2 plus 6. So 6 plus 3 it is 9, and 9 minus 2 you will be getting it as 7. The resultant value is 7. If the resultant value is 7 or multiple of 7 or 0, okay, 7 or multiple of 7 or 0, then we can say that the given number is a multiple of 7. I will repeat once again. First of all, you need to group the number in such a way that each group should contain 3 digits. So here, first group it is 258, second group it is 198, third group it is 626. And we need to divide each group by 7. When you are dividing each group by 7, you will be getting some reminders, right? When you are dividing 258 by 7, you will be getting reminder as 6. When you are dividing 198 by 7, you will be getting reminder as 2. When you are dividing 626 by 7, you will be getting reminder as 3. Now, give alternative plus and minus from right hand side. Give alternative plus and minus sign from right hand side. So 6 becomes plus 6, 2 becomes minus 2, and 3 becomes plus 3. Now take the resultant of this remainder. That means plus 3 plus minus 2 plus plus 6, and altogether you will get the value as 7. If the resultant value is either 7 or multiple of 7 or 0, either 7 or multiple of 7 or 0, then you can say that the given number is divisible by 7. So we got the value as 7, right? So we can say that this 62 crore 61 lakh 98,258 is divisible by 7. Okay. Now we are going to use the same method in order to identify the value for P. Look here, 319,752 P84. Now just group it into 3. So here P value we don't know, right? So let the remainder be X when you are dividing it with 7. Now let us divide 752 by 7. When you are dividing 752 by 7, 7 1 times it is 7, 7 7 times it is 49, right? So 49 plus 1 it is 50, and 50 plus 2 it is 52, so remainder it is 3. So when you are dividing 752 by 7, you will be getting remainder 3. Now let us divide 319 by 7. When you are dividing 319 by 7, what value you will be getting? 7 4 times it is 28. So 28 plus 2 it is 30. 30 plus 1 it is 31, right? So 3. Then 7 5 times it is 35. So remainder you are getting it as 4. Now give alternative plus and minus sign. So x becomes plus x, 3 becomes minus 3, and 4 becomes plus 4. Now take the resultant value. So plus 4, minus 3, and plus x. Now just identify what value that x need to get. X is actually the remainder when P84 is divided by 7. X is the remainder when you are dividing P84 by 7. So here just assume what value that you need to get what value that you need to put for x in order to make the number is divisible by 7. Just think about it. So here, if you are adding 6, look here. Yeah, if I am adding 5, okay. No, if I am adding 6, right. If I am adding 6, if x is equal to 6, then plus 4 plus 6, it becomes 10, and 10 minus 3, it becomes what? 7. Okay, if x is equal to 6, that means here we need to substitute the value for P, right? From the options, you just substitute the value for P. You can substitute 3 you can substitute 3 for P. So the number becomes 384, and just divide it 384. Just divide it with 7 and check what remainder you are getting. If you are getting the remainder 6, then you can say that that is actually the exact number. Okay. So here, please check what value you need to substitute. So here when you are dividing 384, when you are dividing it 7, when I am substituting value of 3 for P, and let us divide that 384 by 7. 7 5 times it is 35, and remainder it is 3. 4 times it is 28. Okay, 28 plus 6 it is 34, right? 28 plus 2 it is 30. 30 plus 4 it is 34. So you are getting remainder 6. So when you are substituting value of P as 3, then this x value becomes 6, and it becomes plus 6, and we can say that the number 319,752,384, it is divisible by 7. So the P value is 3, option A. Now here, consider a 2-digit number. A negative number is formed by interchanging that 2-digit numbers. Now consider the following statements. The difference between both the numbers will be 0. The sum of the 2-digit numbers is always a multiple of 3. So we need to check which of the statements given above is or are correct. So consider a 2-digit number and a negative number is formed by interchanging that 2-digit number. Now see this question. Consider a 2-digit number with different digits. a negative number is formed by interchanging that two-digit number. Now consider the following statements. The difference between both the numbers will be 0. The sum of the two digits number is always a multiple of 3. And we need to identify which of the statements given above is or are correct. So consider a two-digit number with different digits, and a negative number is formed by interchanging that two-digit number. So if you are assuming 23 as a digit, so you will be getting a negative number when you are interchanging the digit. That will be minus 32. Okay. And see the first statement. The difference between both the numbers will be 0. The difference between both the numbers will be 0. So here 23 minus of minus 32. The difference between both the numbers. So 23 minus of minus 32. That is 23 plus 32, right? So you are getting it as 55. So there is no chance that you will get 0. So statement 1 is wrong. What about statement 2? The sum of the two digits will be always a multiple of 3. Let us take 23 and 32. 23 plus minus 32. So here 32 is greater than 23. So let us subtract 32 from 23 and let us put the minus sign. So 32 minus 23. So what will be the value? So 12 minus 3, it is 9. So you are getting, that is minus 9. Minus 9 is a multiple of 3. Let us check another number. For example, 56. So when you are taking 56, on interchanging, you will be getting 65 as the negative number. Now let us take the sum of that numbers. 56 plus minus 65. So here 65 is greater than 56. So let us take the difference and put the minus sign. Put the sign of the largest number. So again you are getting 9, right? 6 plus 4, it is 10. 10 plus 5, it is 15. So 9 you are getting. So again you are getting a multiple of 3. Minus 9 you are getting. Again you are getting a multiple of 3. So statement 2 is correct. Statement 1 is wrong. So our answer is option B, 2 only. Okay, now let's solve this question. A can complete 20% of work in 10 days. B can complete 27% of work in 9 days. Both started the job together. After completion of 50% of work, A left. The remaining work need to be completed by B alone. From the very next day at which A left, B's efficiency become twice as high as above. And in how many days the entire work will be completed? I will repeat the question once again. A can complete 20% of a work in 10 days. So A can complete 20% of work. 20% of work in 10 days. 20% of work in 10 days. That means A's 1 day's work will be what? 1 day's work will be 20 by 10. 20 by 10, which will be 2%. A's 1 day's work, it is 2%. Now B can complete 27% of work in 9 days. So 27% of work in 9 days. In 9 days. So B's 1 day's work. B's 1 day's work will be what? It is 27 by 9. It will be 3%. Okay. And here, after completion of 50% of work, A left. That means they completed 50% of the work together. Okay. They completed 50% of work together. So A can complete, A's 1 day's work is 2%. B's 1 day's work is 3%. So A plus B 1 day's work will be what? It will be 2 plus 3, it is 5%. And look here, in one day 5% of the work will be completed. So in how many days? 50% of the work will be completed. Let us calculate it. That is, so here using the unitary method we can easily find. So 50 is equal to 5x and x is equal to what? 50 by 5, which is 10. Upon x and y together completed 50% of work in 10 days. അതായത് A ഒരു ദിവസം എത്ര പെർസെൻറ്റേജ് വർക്ക് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യും? 2%. B ഒരു ദിവസം എത്ര പെർസെൻറ്റേജ് വർക്ക് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യും? 3%. Then A and B together complete how many percentage? 5%. Okay. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു ദിവസം 5% വർക്ക്, അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യനിൽ പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുകയാണ് the remaining, that means after completion of 50% of work A left. അപ്പോൾ A left ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് മുന്നേ വരെ they are working together. So if both work together in one day, they will complete 5% of work. Then in order to complete 50% of work, how many days that they need to take? അതായത് ഒരു ദിവസം അവർ രണ്ടുപേരും കൂടി 5% ജോലി കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യും. അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ എത്ര ദിവസം കൊണ്ടാണ് 50% ജോലി കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? ഇറ്റ് വിൽ ബി 10 days. 10 ദിവസം കൊണ്ട് 50% ഓഫ് ജോലി കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യും. ദെൻ ആഫ്റ്റർ ദാറ്റ്, അപ്പോൾ 50% ഓഫ് ജോലി കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞു ആൻഡ് എ ലെഫ്റ്റ്. ദെൻ ഫ്രം വെരി നെക്സ്റ്റ് ഡേ at which A left, B's efficiency become twice as high as before. അപ്പോൾ A left ചെയ്ത തൊട്ടടുത്ത ദിവസം തൊട്ട് ബിയുടെ എഫിഷ്യൻസി ഫ്രം ദി വെരി നെക്സ്റ്റ് ഡേ, ഫ്രം ദ വെരി നെക്സ്റ്റ് ഡേ അറ്റ് എ ലെഫ്റ്റ്, അതായത് എ ലെഫ്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത ആ ദിവസം അല്ലേ, അതായത് എ ഇറങ്ങിപ്പോയി 50% വർക്ക് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് പിന്നെ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്ന ആരാണ്? ബി മാത്രമാണ്. സോ ഇൻ ദാറ്റ് സിറ്റുവേഷൻ ബീസ് എഫിഷ്യൻസി ബിക്കം ട്വൈസ് ആസ് ഹൈ ആസ് ബിഫോർ. ഇൻ ദാറ്റ് സിറ്റുവേഷൻ ബീസ് എഫിഷ്യൻസി ബിക്കം ട്വൈസ് ആസ് ഹൈ ആസ് ബിഫോർ. അതിനർത്ഥം എന്താണ് നോക്കിയേ, B's 1 day's work it is 3%. Since B's efficiency become twice as before, now B can do in 1 day, B can do 6% of work. 3% into 2, that is 6%. അപ്പോൾ ബിക്ക് ഈ പറയുന്ന പോലെ 6% ഓഫ് വർക്ക് ഒരു ദിവസം ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. ബിക്കോസ് ബീസ് എഫിഷ്യൻസി ബിക്കം ട്വൈസ് ജസ്റ്റ് ആഫ്റ്റർ എ ലെഫ്റ്റ്. എ ലെഫ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തതിന് ശേഷം ബിയുടെ എഫിഷ്യൻസി ഇരട്ടിയായി. അപ്പോൾ എയും ബിയും കൂടെ ഓൾറെഡി 50% വർക്ക് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്തു. അതിന് 10 ദിവസം എടുത്തതായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ കണ്ടു. ദെൻ റിമൈനിങ് 50% വർക്ക് നീഡ് ടു ബി ഡൺ ബൈ ബി അലോൺ. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്കറിയാം റിമൈനിങ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ ബിയുടെ എഫിഷ്യൻസി ട്വൈസ് ആയി. സോ നേരത്തെ 3 ആയിരുന്നു, ഇപ്പോൾ 6 ആയി അല്ലേ. സോ ഹിയർ in 1 day B can complete 6% of work. Then in how many days B can complete 50% of work? That is 50 by 6, right? 50 by 6 എന്ത് കിട്ടും? When you are dividing 50 by 6, 8 times it is 48, right? 8 times it is 48. 3 times it is 18, right? So B will be taking how many days? 8.3 days to complete the work. അപ്പോൾ already 50% of work എയും ബിയും കൂടെ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്തു and they took 10 days to complete that work, and remaining 50% of work is completed by B alone, and B took 8.3 days. So the total days will be what? It is 10 plus 8.3. 10 plus 8.3, that is 18.3 days. Okay. So if you look onto the options, you can see option B and option C as 18 and 19. So which options you will be selecting? 18 എടുക്കുമോ 19 എടുക്കുമോ? So the answer is 19 days. Why? Look here, 18.3 days. So here the work will be completed in 18th day plus some work need to be completed in the next day. നോക്കിക്കേ 18.3 days ആണ്. അതായത് 18 ദിവസം ഈ പറയുന്ന പോലെ വർക്ക് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് 18ാമത്തെ ദിവസത്തെ വർക്ക് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് there is a 0.3 days, right? That will be the next day. അപ്പോൾ അടുത്തൊരു ദിവസം കൂടെ എന്തുണ്ടാവും? വർക്ക് ഉണ്ടാവും. So total days will be what? 19 days. So the answer is 19 days, option B.